then line of march are going to be 2. Are you not worried that Gauteng is going to go into a parallel structure where the line of march is told by from the legislature and of course from the branches you're supposed to be yourselves and being surpassed by the legislature leaders?
We'll have a separation of a representation. When you deployed go government, you'll remain go government and you'll take a party line from the political party that is leading. Here is Moses Makaza, and he's known as Pumpgun.
Okay, so in other words, Legai Papa, are you joining us? No. Okay. Machine Politically Incorrect. First thing, apologies for the bad sound in the audio that you're gonna hear. We tried to go outside so you could so we could be less of a distraction. Like I say, apologies. Every time we go outside, there are a lot of gremlins that comes into our production, but it's a game that we're gonna work on. So here's the thing. I've been hearing you saying I'm casting aspersions on the leadership of the EFF, and where do you get these letters? So this is what I've done. I went out to specifically find the sources of the letters, ask the authenticity of those letters, the press releases. So I found them, and this is what they would have said. You will listen to them, but let me give you the gist of what is happening according to me reading the letters. And I don't want to read the letters. I want you to read, just pause and read the letters yourself so you could understand the dynamics there. So here's the thing. In the MK, so you would have a Panyaza who's a provincial chairperson, and you would have, because they don't have a premier, so people who are appointed to go to provincial legislature, the Gauteng, where they're going to be MPLs, then they leave the official party deployment. Well, they are deployed there, but they remain members of MK, but they relinquish their office bearer status. So Nkani was a convener, and then he went to, I'm just assuming, he went to be an MPL. Then his party responsibilities have then been shifted, then because he then becomes an MPL. What does that mean? What that means is, even though you are going to go to the legislature of Gauteng, you lose your powers in the party. And that we would have seen with, of course, the letters that you are reading when I'm putting them here. You would see that it leaves someone without powers. And Nkani has been written many letters cautioning him by Comrade Kama. Comrade Kama is the secretary of MK in Gauteng province. So he's the equivalent of TK Ngiza, because I spoke to TK Ngiza of ANC. So he's the engine of ANC in the province, led by Banyazali Sufi. And when we spoke, Pumpgun came. Pumpgun is the Banyazali Sufi equivalent of MK in Gauteng province. Pumpgun is the convener, meaning he's the chairperson of MK in the province. And sorry for me to explain this minor details, because for you that you know, I might come as nauseating. But for those who do not know, I just want them to follow the story. Dr Maseko is the Secretary General, is the Figile Mbalula of MK nationally. He, of course, he is alleged to be ignoring the provincial leaders. So this will be Figile Mbalula ignoring Banyazali Sufi and TK Ngiza, and working with people who are in the legislature. Are there parallels between what's happening in MK and ANC? I would say yes. Because you remember Panyaza was held on to I almost said Dr. Vicky Mbalula, apologies for that. He was held in there to go and answer utterances that he made into the media. So it's almost the same thing. Panyaza, as senior as we think he is, he still needs to answer to Fikile Mbalula. But then, the problem here is, I told you that Floyd Shivambu is going to struggle in MK, not because he's a bad leader, not because he doesn't want to, because of the inherent problems that are plaguing MK. MK is a new baby. It's too big for its infancy. I hope I organized English words correctly there. The problem is, no matter what Floyd Shivambu does, this party is, it's plagued by many problems, many problems. There are back and forth letters of people being fired and refusing to be fired. I work with MK comrades who are, if you look at the letter, they are fired. I asked comrade secretary Ugama, I said, secretary, because what you are alleging that Dr. Maseko, who is the Secretary General of MK, is running a parallel structure in Gauteng, because that's effectively what he's doing. What he's doing is he's saying the legislature, you can't find comrades in the legislature writing letters and demanding reports from the ground. The ground will be the branches and stuff. That is the prerogative of comrades who are running the region. And if you want to come with something that says, no, MK is still a new party, no, it's not. The allegations that are put against Dr. Maseko and Comrade Ntonintoni are saying they are actually doing parallel structures, and they wrote to Floyd, of course. I even asked you, has Floyd and Dr. Maseko responded to this letter? They have not. Floyd can't claim he has not seen it, but he's plagued with lots of things, and I honestly don't have hope that Floyd will succeed. It will take more people to structuralize everything. We spoke to Comrade Lisa Lamaisa. If you listen to what Lisa Lamaisa was saying, it's something that I've been saying for many months here. I was saying the EFF is the best political party in South Africa. Well, he regards EFF as number 2 in terms of structural integrity. He says ANC is number 1 because he's an ANC diehard. Well, I'm not an EFF diehard, but EFF is the best political party in the country. Not the biggest, but the best. We'll debate it one other day. But you look at how MK is struggling on the ground. I keep repeating it. MK is struggling on the ground because people do what they want on the ground. People, if you go to the the MK website and try maybe to find an organogram of, I'm not saying the EFF and the ANC have it, but in the MK, when you meet someone and they tell you they are this, you've got no idea if indeed these people are what they say they are. If someone says I'm the provincial secretary, you've got no idea if, so someone can lie to you that say I'm the provincial secretary, and you may not even know. It's because of people deliberately ignoring others in the MK. Comrade Tau, congratulations for making it to a revolutionary party like MK. It's going to be a tall order. It's going to be a tall order in running MK in trenches that are unfamiliar. But let me not dwell too much on Tau. I just want you to listen fully to this podcast. I hope you have paused and read the letters. But in short, I just want you to understand how tough it is for MK on the ground, and this will affect them come 2026 because no one listens to anyone. Everyone listens to Baba, but they don't listen to anyone, even when Baba gave them instructions. Mashad politically incorrect. Tell me what you feel about this, and if you feel I'm attacking MK, then you'll be disingenuous, because you wouldn't be expecting me not to put critique, because I criticize everyone from DA, MK, EFF, ANC. No one escapes fair criticism. I will keep criticizing people because of what they, generally it's what they tell us that I put them to account on, not what I'm flimsily just coming up with. They tell us this, and then I look at what they do contrary to what they tell us. Mashani politically incorrect, let me not make it a long one. Thank you. Mashani politically incorrect here. I've got a gentleman who will tell us a lot about what we've always wanted to understand about the runnings and the politics of MK, especially in the Gauteng province, because you know it has been plagued by various things, and amongst them is letters, organizational memos to the rank and file members, and some of these are sometimes disputed because people do not understand. I'm going to take this opportunity to understand who he is, what does he do at MK in Gauteng, and then we'll take it from there. Thank you. Commander Morning.
Morning, my leader. Morning.
I'm going to hold the mic for you. I just want you to explain to our comrades, who are you, where you from, what politics do you do in Gauteng province?
Okay, my name is Kama Mazbugo, aka Gumzo, Gauteng coordinator. So that is my duty, to coordinate Gauteng from MK party.
I've told my audience that I always struggle with MK temporary naming. So the coordinator would be what we call a secretary. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And then a convener would be the chairperson.
Yeah, in Jalunko it's like that, because currently there are no permanent structures, only temporary structures. So if it's temporarily, you cannot put the name as a convener, a secretary or a chairperson, because if it's interim, it's interim. That is why we are coordinating. That is why we are convening. Up to until we go to the conferences, that one will not have any time soon, because we're still trying to find ourselves.
Thank you very much. Let me go straight ahead. How do I know when a press release, when I'm receiving a PDF, or when I'm receiving a picture with MK insignia saying this is an official statement of Umkhondo, which is, how do I know that it's real?
Yeah, angithi Nkokheli uyazi sebenza esikhathini se-technology, but I think isikhathi siyeza whereby everything is over straight. But currently abantu abanelungelo lokubhala, abantu abaku leadership, like the SG office, like coordinators office, yabona media office, abantu abanelungelo from national up to ama regions and sub-regions banalelungelo lokubhala, communicate.
Okay, thank you. The reason I'm asking you this is, maybe let me start by asking this question. Who is Pumpgun? Who is Ntonintoni? You know, the ground forces call these people by these monikers, and it would be very difficult for us as journalists to pick up who's this one. Let's start. Who is Pumpgun and who is Ntonintoni?
Okay, my leader. Pumpgun, it's a combat name. His real name is Moses Makaza, and he's a convener in Gauteng province ko MK party. And then Ntonintoni, that is Tabankani. Ntonintoni it's a combat name again for Tabankani. He's a former coordinator Yase Gauteng province, and now he is a MPL in a legislature, and he's a party leader, good legislator.
Thank you very much. So let me do this for the purposes of our audiences. I'm going to use words that we are familiar with. So Gauteng is ran by a team that you are running politically. So you are the coordinator, meaning that you are the provincial secretary. And apologies, because like I said, I'm going to use words that people are familiar with. You are the provincial secretary, and you are leading with a convener named
Moses Makaza, and he is known as Pumpgun.
Okay, so in other words, Legai Papa, are you joining us? No. Okay, so in other words, Pumpgun and Comrade Gama are the political leaders of MK in the province.
Correctly so.
And I saw a document being shared. The document speaks about, in particular, the fact that the political leaders, Pumpgun and Gama, are being jumped. Their authority is being disregarded by the Secretary General, Doctor, and Ntonintoni, who is from the legislature, to run branches. From the political understanding that we know, the branches, the regions are run by the provincial political structure. Is my understanding misplaced?
No, it's not misplaced, Nkokeli. There's a lot of history corner, but I can attest to Guti. The leadership as a Gauteng is been undermined by all means by ESG office, because even Noma Makfunega Stolama communication direct from the SG office, Sizowatola via the legislator party leader, and of which ube resolution la ekhaya emkhontweni ukuthi will have a separation of a representation. When you deployed go government, you'll remain go government, and you'll take a party line from the political party that is leading, irrespective of it's Gauteng or Mpumalanga or wherever. MK, it's clear on its line and its resolutions. If you are in parliament, you have to serve as a deployee go parliament, and let those who are running the structures politically run the organization.
Thank you very much. And it has always been my understanding when I speak to comrades, they will tell me that no, Comrade Ntonintoni is no longer in the provincial politics. He's now being deployed as an MPL. This is where he'll be running politics. And someone told me that, Mashan, you must be careful with this thing, because this word that is trending, people called, they are running parallel structures. What is going to happen is we are going to have a structure that is legitimate, run by yourself and Comrade Pumpgun, being paralleled by another structure from the legislature. Because once the people do what you are supposed to be doing, then line of march are going to be two. Are you not worried that Gauteng is going to go into a parallel structure where the line of march is told by from the legislature, and of course from the branches you're supposed to be yourselves, and being surpassed by the legislature leaders?
No, we are not worried, because we are working on this matter, and very soon such situation will be arrested. Yeah, because as a political party, we have to stick to our guns. When we took resolutions, we must implement them, so that we bring up confidence ebantwini abasevotele, ebantwini abathanda umkhonto. So if singavumela such thing ukuthi yenzeke, kuzobe ukuthi asihloniphi obaba uNcamalala, ngoba uyena umsunguli nomqali walendlela nalelikhaya esikulo. Afuna ukuthi wonke umuntu, omnyama nomhlophe, ohluphekile nongahluphekile, babe ngaphansi komkhonto wesizwe, sikhulume ngezwi elilodwa.
Has Comrade Floyd or Comrade Secretary General addressed the issues that you penned in that letter and given you comfort to say this will cease to exist, will come down and solve it?
Sisabalindile nkokheli, sisabalindile ukuthi baphendule besingakatholi impendulo kubo. Kodwa we believe in engagement because esikhathini esikuso baba uhlala sifundisa ngasonke isikhathi ukuthi akufanelanga sibe abantu abacasukayo, because if soyenza izinto sicasukile kusho ukuthi angeke senze izinto ngendlela efanele. Njengoba saseyikhaya elisha elisakhula elisafuna ukuthi sizithole, siyazi ikhaya nekhaya liba ney'nkinga zalo, ngisho abantwana abazalwa ndawonye ama-sibling alukalamana kanjalo. Namhlanje azobona ngeso eli-1 kusasa angeke abone ngelinyiso, yabona. But that's what makes i-organization to grow, ukuthi ikwazi ukuzi-identifya ukuthi kukuphi la kufanele ithathe yakhona, but i-mandate i-1 ukuthi sihlanganise every person because this organization is non-racial, non-sexist. So we need everybody. Siyazi ukuthi sinabantu abahlukahlukene and we need wonke umqondo ohlukile, but ekugcineni sonke kufanele sibe ne-common ground whereby the center will hold.
Should this persist where I don't know if it's the Secretary General or is it Ntonintoni to blame, if this proceed to undermine your political authority and your political jurisdiction in Gauteng, where instructions are given directly to the branches, ignoring yourselves as a provincial structure, what then should happen?
Remember, my leader, we are provincial structure and provincial leadership, and the province is not made by us as leaders. We are leading the province, but the province, it consists of 5 regions. When the 5 regions speaks, kufanele sazi ukuthi siyalalela, because into efunakalayo emkhontweni ukuthi bonke abantu bakwazi ukuba noluvo lwabo and balalelwe. Singama leaders that have to be led. I can't just say because I'm a provincial leader, when the masses speak, no, I will disregard whatever they will say. So if such things continue, the masses will speak and then we'll take it from there.
Thank you very much, Commander.
Morning.
Commander Morning. As you would have heard, this is the stance of MK in Gauteng province. They are going to soldier on, they are going to try to build the unity that people have always wanted. Will they succeed? We don't know. Will they try to convince those who are deployed in legislature to let them lead the branches and the regions? We don't know. We can only hope for good things for MK as they traverse this difficult Gauteng province. Mashane Political Incorrect, thank you very much. Tell us what you feel about this and what are the chances of success for MK in making sure that it structures its branches and its regions, because if this does not happen, it's going to be a tall order for Comrade Floyd Shivambu to organize people who are aggrieved. Thank you very much. Tell us what you feel.